Hi everybody. Today I want to go over week 3 of the basics, loose leash walking. My assistant Rufus here is going to help us in a couple minutes, but first I just wanted to give you a couple things I like to think about with loose leash walking. First is my goal of leash walking is I don't need a leash. What I really want is my dog to sort of follow me around, see where I'm going, and I don't need that handle to keep my dog with me. So one of the first things I encourage you to do is think about building engagement with your dog when you're out on a walk. Anytime your dog happens to look at you or pay attention to you or their leash is slack, I want you to acknowledge it and let them know that and try to get in a lot of reinforcements or rewards for them doing what you want them to do. When we think about the logistics of loose leash walking, here's where my assistant comes in. Okay, you ready, Rufus? Here's what I like. Now, I don't care what side you walk your dog on. I kind of like Rufus on my left. I actually like him to learn how to walk on both sides so that if something's coming at us, I can put myself in the middle of him and whatever else is coming our way. However, I kind of am most comfortable with him on my left. And so if you want your dog on your left, then you want to hold your leash in your right hand, have it look like a J in front of your body so that your left hand, which will be my hand closest to Rufus, is available for treat delivery. So I'm going to show you this. Hopefully you can hear me. You won't see me, but you'll see Rufus. And this is what I would like it to look like. Now, before I even do that, if I have a dog who I'm trying to build engagement with, my first thing is I might start using what I like to call a treat magnet, which is treats in my hand, and I can magnetize his nose. And eventually, I'm not even gonna have treats in my hand, but if I have my fist out like that, I can lure him around and bring him into the space that I want him to be in. He's ready to go. Okay, so let me show you just for a second what that's gonna look like. Okay. Okay, right here. Okay, right here. Boy. Rufus. So that's what a treat magnet looks like. What I also started to do is teach him a right here. He actually knows it. But my right here is what some people might call a heel. For me, heel is a very specific position where I want his nose right on my thigh, which is not the way I want to walk around in my neighborhood on a walk. And so I say right here. And all that is I want to lure him to my side. As soon as he hits that side position where he's facing forward, I'm going to click and treat. So I want to put in lots of repetitions of clicking and treating with him on that side of my body. Now, if you like your dog on your right, then hold your leash in your left hand, have it look nice and swoopy in front of you so that your right hand is free to deliver treats. If you have your hands mixed up and your treat's on the wrong side, your dog starts crisscrossing in front of you, so you do want to sort of have a position. Now, I don't need my dog to walk in that position for my entire walk. In fact, I think that would be a terrible, boring walk for him, but it's a little bit like a reset button. So if he sort of veers off a little bit, I can get him right back to me, click and treat right here, and he's to my side and we can reset. Now, what happens when my dog pulls and the leash gets tight? Well, there's a couple things you can do there. The first thing is, don't let it get there. And that's really the best answer. The best answer is I want to really try my hardest to keep my leash slack so that my dog never hits the end of that line. And as soon as I see my dog getting to the end of that, I'm going to try to do whatever I need to do to get him back to me without that leash going tight. So maybe that's right here, maybe it's using your look, maybe it's using your touch, maybe it's slapping your leg, maybe it's making a kissy sound. I don't care what you use, but you're trying to get his attention back to you. When he gets back to you, you can click and treat that. Now, on that note, as far as your treat delivery, if you think about having all your treats being delivered in this little hemisphere next to the side that's your setup side, or your right here side, if all the treats get delivered here, your dog is going to gravitate to that area, right? If they're delivered over here and over there, then they're going to be all over the place. So do think about that as you're going along too. Now, if I get to the point, I didn't catch him, the leash went tight, now he's pulling straight out, there's a couple things you can do. One is you can just wait. So you can sit there if nothing's right in front of him and just hold on a minute. He's not going to hold out like this for too long. He's probably going to turn around and look at you like, why are we going anywhere? And at that point you go, oh good, thanks for looking at me, let's go. And then he gets rewarded by moving for looking back to you. Now, if there's something right in front of you and he might hold it out for too long, or it's not safe to be in that space, then that's when you're going to use your cues, look, touch, maybe even a find it, where you're dropping treats on the ground towards you, back to your shoe. Anything that's going to get his attention back to you, you get him back to you, click and treat. Okay. Last thing I do want to mention about leash walking with dogs is leash greetings with other dogs. I'm not a fan. And the reason I'm not a fan is because a normal dog greeting would be two dogs coming usually at a bit of an arc. They go nose to nose maybe for a second, hi, how are you? And then they go nose to tail and circle each other, right? Well, you can't circle each other on a rope because everything's going to get messed up. And so I want to avoid greeting other dogs when my dog is on a leash. Really, one of three things is going to happen if we do that. The first thing is one dog is going to come over the other one, and the other one might go, oh, never mind, or I don't like you either, and now we have a fight. Second thing that happens is one dog goes into a play bow, right? So their elbows are down, their rear's in the air, and they start dancing around laterally, and the other dog may say, I don't want to play with you, or okay, let's go. Well, guess what? Normal play also is nose to tail and circular. And now we're tied up again. The third thing that happens is dogs may take a little sniff sniff and then, who cares about you? Well, I like to facilitate that one. So I do have sort of a very short second rule if I happen to get into a space with my dog where we're coming right up upon another dog. I'm going to try to avoid it. In fact, when I see another dog pass, I'm going to automatically treat my dog. There's a couple reasons for that, which we can go into later. But I'm going to avoid those leash greetings, and I'm going to set them up if I have to, which is going to come into play when we teach Go Say Hi in a couple weeks. It's a little bit of a fake out. It's not really go say hi. It's really go out, get a 2-second sniff, come back and stand next to me. But we'll get there later. Okay, thanks guys. Wash your hands.